We see so many games released every day that it's impossible to check out every single one, so that's why I'm here. I'm that indie games guy, and we'll be taking a look over some hidden gems that you might have missed last month. These might be games that are fantastic, but not many people have spotted them, like this channel, so I say we deep dive into 12 hidden gems that we might have missed. Let me know in the comments below if you've played any of these games, and let the show begin. Starting us off this week, we have a game that is all about content creation. This game really puts me to shame with all the danger they put themselves into for online views. And here I am just sat in my chair talking about new games. Maybe I need to do more, but for now, let's talk about Content Warning, an online co-op horror game experience that is all about filming your friends doing stupid and scary stuff to rake in views on SpookTube, the best video viewing platform around. This is just a fun horror game where one moment you'll be laughing with your friends and the next screaming and running for your life as a strange face monster starts to chase you. The old world is full of weird and wacky creatures. The more you film, the more money you can make, which means a higher budget for your other videos. It's all about reinvesting that gain to make your videos better in the future. Content Warning is very similar to Lethal Company, in the scary things lurking while you search, but I love the twist of it all being for content. It's so true that YouTubers seem to just do anything to get views these days. They always say any publicity is good publicity, right? So make sure you get as much chaos in as possible while trying to also survive. Tactical shooters really do make me think. Having to plan out your entry point. Are you able to take down every single person and escape with the target with no casualties, and then make it back to the pub in time for a pint? This is no plan B, so fingers crossed plan A always works. A top-down strategy game where you'll play as a tactical team breaching into a location to hopefully succeed in the mission. No pressure or anything like that. If one of your team messes up, it's likely not going to go down well. This isn't your typical good guys taking on the bad guys. You'll be playing as 4 different factions, each with their own missions and goals. One will be more looking towards rescuing hostages, whilst another is all about planning and actioning a heist, robbing banks and getting all that cash. Planning is the whole point of no plan B. If the planning isn't right, then the whole mission will go up in flames. Plan when you breach a door, when your team moves, and even the route that they'll be taking. No Plan B is a hardcore strategy game, where it'll have a steep learning curve until you feel like you're able to take off these virtual safety wheels and show the world your skills. MMORPGs have been around for a long time now, most still being played to this day, and even growing year on year with the fantastic content they release. But most of them aren't PvP unless you travel to a certain area or zone that allows the action. But what if you wanted to fight someone straight away? This is Reign of Guilds, a more hardcore MMORPG that's set within a dark magical Middle Ages, where you'll probably find yourself at the bottom of the ladder quite often. This is all about your social skills at play here. Yes, you could go around attacking everyone you see, or you could build a guild, one where you recruit new players who can take arms with you and attack under one banner. Reign of Guilds is more than just combat. You'll need to talk to other guilds and towns in diplomatic negotiations, trade and set up new trade routes to bring money in, and craft whatever you may need to keep you afloat. Sometimes the pen can still be mightier than the sword, even in centuries past. Reign of Guilds will take up a lot of time if you decide to play. If you put it down for even a day, you might find yourself having to start all over again. And if it does happen, you'll lose all your gear, so be prepared to sink in a lot of hours to become the head of this game. Sometimes a game doesn't need an adventure, exploration, or a story to be amazing, and this next game has been a hit on itch.io and has now landed on Steam. This is Buckshot Roulette, as who said it always has to be a 6-shooter when playing the game of death? The game is very simple. Make sure to pull the trigger when the gun is facing the other person instead of you. But don't worry, you're like a cat, so even if you do get hit, you'll have a few lives left until it's finally game over. Use the arsenal of goodies in front of you to find an advantage, as you can cut the gun down for more damage, heal when you've been hit, and even look into the chamber to see when the next shot will be. Buckshot Roulette has over 7,000 reviews already and still counting. This is a perfect cheap pickup on the game store, and the less I say, the better. It's more a game of just picking it up and seeing what everyone's talking about. When you first sit down at that table, all I can say is, good luck. When it comes to card battling online games, it normally comes down to just pot luck. If you believe in the heart of the cards, or you've been able to get the cards that you desperately need to win the match. A lot of online card battlers also have packs that you need to open, and some of them cost you actually a pretty penny. But not with this next game. This is Atman, Rebel Flame, an online cyberpunk card battler in which every single card in the game is already unlocked, so you just need to make the best possible deck. You'll need to pick a hero which will use your deck, and hopefully win the game. At the moment, it seems like if you want the game to be free to play, it will take a while to unlock the newer heroes, but this is where the developers will be able to earn funds towards the game if people do want to buy the premium currency. The game is free to play. It'll be down to you to see if it's possible. I know games like Hearthstone can be free to play if you really try, but it really limits the decks that you'll be able to play. Atman Rebel Flame will allow you to play a card battler without the need of insane combos or one-turn kills. This is more about picking up a fun deck and just seeing how well you can play when everyone has somewhat of a level playing field. And it seems now we move into the day of the horrors. Ooh, spooky! 2.5D games are fantastic. I love how you'll be walking in a side-scrolling adventure with all the models being in 3D. When I see a game like this, I just get really excited to see the world. This is Withering Rooms, a mystery horror adventure where you'll be exploring an old Victorian manor which houses some, let's say, strange beings. The game map will never be something you can rely on, as with each night, the map changes in this procedurally generated environment. This game reminds me a lot of Outlast. Not everything you see can be taken down, so hiding is your best option. Look for wardrobes, beds, or even gaps in the wall, as you hope to avoid the sight of the beings that roam these halls. Withering Rooms has been released out of early access, and a bunch of new content has been added to the game for us all to enjoy. This is one of those games that deserves a lot more love, and I hope to see more people playing the game soon. This will be a game I'll be playing soon to see if I can finally escape this manor. The next game is Peak Blair Witch Project, with you playing through a camcorder. Something about this camera style in a game is so creepy and eerie, as nothing is fully clear, and what you're seeing will have you questioning if it's just the image quality or something is actually in front of you, watching from the shadows. This is Silent Breath, a found footage thriller, in which you'll have just awakened in a forest, one known for people going missing, and as you record all you see, you hope that maybe you'll just bump into another person who's pretty sane around here. This game is way too realistic. Unreal Engine 5 is turning up the gears on graphics, and of all games thrillers, I'm not sure my little heart can take it. Moving through the bushes, searching through houses, it's like I'm actually watching a film instead of playing the game. And if the look isn't enough to scare you either, the game is also listening to you through your microphone. You make a sound when a jump scare happens, and you'll find yourself one step closer to death. Silent Breath is all for the people who enjoyed the thrill of a thriller. This game is so realistic it's bordering on being real life or a film, and possibly being sent to the police. Maybe at Halloween I'd give this one a try, but for now, this has been added to my I'm too scared to play this game pile. Arcade style games are fantastic. I love how they give a retro vibe whilst being modern in the gameplay. So when this next game popped up, I instantly got Star Fox 64 vibes, but with a roguelike twist. This is Interstellar Plunderer, an action arcade roguelike where you and your pirate ship will need to fly through hordes of space critters, jump through wormholes, and blow up any boss that stands or floats in your way. Choose your ship as it comes with its own style. Once you've started your run, you'll need to dodge a whole manner of different things that are trying to stop you. But don't worry, this is a roguelike, remember? So you'll be getting upgrades throughout your run to make it a little easier to take all these things down. Or you could get a pretty rubbish upgrade and you've just become food for a space god instead. Interstellar Plunderer is a nod to the classics, but they've taken all the fancy mechanics that we have in modern day games to create something new. Fingers crossed I'll be able to get a high score and become the top plunderer. Firstly, if you haven't played the fantastic horror game The Exit 8, then that's something that you should definitely check out. But all you need to know is that it's made a span of spin-off games which have taken the main model of the game and put a different twist on it to make it cooler and even weirder. This is Route 8, a horror simulator where you're stuck in a time loop, and the only way to escape is by correctly turning right when something is different on the road. This game has been designed to make the hairs on your arms stand up, as you slowly become more and more paranoid of the road in front of you. You'll have to be looking in each and every corner to make sure you haven't missed anything at all, and just when you think you've got it down, you go ahead and miss something that's like a sign being upside down, and you'll have to start the loop all over again. Route 8 is a short journey, one that will have you never wanting to drive down a dark road again, but once you finally escape the nightmare, I'm sure you'll be going back in to try and find all the mysteries that await you. It's pretty easy to go into an app these days and order pretty much anything, but have we ever stopped to think about the journey that package will make before we get it? What if it had to travel through a cyberpunk city where death is around every corner and it seems nobody wants your noodles to be delivered? This is Death Noodle Delivery, a satire paperboy-esque adventure, where you'll need to hop on your old hoverboard and try to avoid all danger as you get the noodles to the people. The aim is to slowly upgrade your hoverboard, so you'll be able to deliver more food, which in turn gives you more money, which we all need. The upgrades that you can get won't always be the best at that time, so you can pop on your VR headset and see what the upgrade would be like in an AI simulation. If it doesn't go very well, you may have just saved your life and some money, and you can look towards getting another upgrade as well. Talk to your neighbours to try and understand a little bit more about this world. It's clear it holds secrets, but it's up to you if you can find them before it's too late. Death Noodle Delivery is a fun, crazy paperboy throwback, where you'll be needing to try and save yourself instead of just your job. You have one goal. Make sure those noodles make it to their destination, or you might find out you've been replaced by a delivery robot. And now we move on to the final game of our list. I feel like games that have a simple mechanic can keep me engaged for hours. I find myself just zoning out and enjoying a fun game without worrying whether I win or lose. And I feel this next game is that to a T. This is the Monarch, a line defense game that is all about keeping your kingdom safe from invading forces. You'll need to build up the defences of your kingdom when you finally get the funds to do so. Recruit townsfolk to help you out and try to avoid taking any hits, as when you do, you'll lose your coins. I'm sure Sonic is looking for more coins around here as well. The Monarch is a simple game. It is all about surviving the wave and starting again the next day. And these games just allow you to chill out and enjoy everything about it. Put some music on in the background, have a drink, and you've got a great night ahead of you. And that there is the end of our list. These are all the hidden gems that I found that were released last week, but if you have found any yourself, please put them down in the comments below, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye!